Hello, everyone. I am Sean, and welcome back to my Horror Corner. As always, let me just begin by thanking you for watching the video today. Really do appreciate it. Thank you all so much. And to those of you that who have become subscribers, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate the support. It means so much to me that I can sit here in my bedroom and talk horror, and there's actually a handful of people out there that like listening. So thank you also very much for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for hitting the like button, for leaving comments, for interacting with me. I really do appreciate that. I said several times that I had a lot of plans for the channel, things I wanted to do, and I'm telling you these last couple of months, or the last couple of months of 2024, have just been crazy. Between holidays and trying to get ready and other things going on. Um, I recently started a new job, uh, just a lot happening, and then some other personal issues. These last couple of months have been a blur and have been absolutely insane, but I am hoping to kick 2025 off in a much better way, get back on a much more consistent, better schedule, um, and start doing a much better with this YouTube channel in the new year. Still working on uh, doing some type of a green screen so that you guys don't have to look at my stupid bedroom anymore in the background, but working on all of that. Hope to have some of that going here in just the next few weeks. But anyway, all of that being said, again, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Today we are going to wrap up 2024, even though this episode is coming out January 1st. I've been planning on getting this episode out for a couple of weeks, and like I said, just holidays and everything had it crazy, but today we are going to talk about my top 10 movies of 2024, my favorite horror movies of the year. And then I'll be back in just a couple of days with another episode that will be the movies that I'm looking forward to the most in 2025, kind of looking ahead to 2025 in horror. Some things that are supposed to be coming out that I'm really excited about. That's going to be the next two episodes, and then from there, we're going to get back into some movie reviews, including an entire review of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. So I am looking forward to what we have coming. And like I said, I'm going to try to just get better, a little more consistent with getting the episodes up more timely. So thank you all for being patient with me as I get back on track with all of this stuff. But again, all of that being said, today we are going to talk about my favorite movies of 2024. And there were a couple of things that I wanted to see that I, for one reason or another, things going on this year, um, just never got the opportunity to watch. Um, that I feel like might have a chance to be on this list had I got to see them, but I didn't. So, somewhere down the road, once I do finally get to catch up and see some of these things, this list could change. But as of right now, um, these are my top 10 favorite movies for 2024. So we're going to go ahead and get right in and get started. I won't go into a lot of detail on each movie, but just kind of discuss just the movie briefly and what I liked about it and uh, caused it to maybe fall where it fell in my rankings. So, number 10, as we get started, I like controversy. So, I'm going to start right off with some controversy here because my number 10 is a movie that um, I don't think I heard anybody else that liked this film. It came out early in the year, and in fact, I think it was the first movie that I went and saw at the theater in 2024, if I remember correctly. Um, but it just, everyone that I've heard talk about it felt like this movie was a huge dud, and I didn't think so. I'm talking about Night Swim. I actually thought Night Swim was entertaining. There were some things about the movie I did enjoy. Could it have been better? Absolutely. Was it a perfect film? No, no way at all. But I did really enjoy the movie. I thought it had uh, some good performances in it. I liked the overall concept. There were just some things about the movie I really enjoyed, and I remember walking out of the theater thinking, okay, that was better than I thought it was going to be, and also then as the more I'm listening to other people who didn't like the film and all the things that they found wrong with the movie, because I listened to a lot of other horror podcasts, watch certain things on YouTube channels, and have channels, excuse me, that I subscribe to. Um, I just didn't see. I mean, we're all different, right? We have different opinions. I just didn't see the issue with this movie. So I enjoyed Night Swim. Again, I thought some of the performances were pretty good. I liked the overall concept. Um, I thought the cinematography was pretty good, and I thought it, I thought it played. played out very well as far as like the pacing. I thought all of that was pretty good for this film, and um, yeah, since seeing it at the theater, um, I've only attempted to watch it one other time this year. I was kind of excited when I saw it was streaming and was going to rewatch it again to see what I thought about it a second time. But right as I started watching it, I got a phone call and got away and never got back to it. So I'm kind of looking forward to maybe watching this again somewhere down the road this year and see if I still enjoy it as much, or maybe my opinion starts to change. Um, and become more like other people's. But I really did not think Night Swim was a bad movie, and so um, I have it at number 10 for my favorites of 2024. Number 9, um, I have Heretic. This film. Um, there's another movie in later on my list that's very similar in the way it played out for me. Um, Heretic, when I went and saw it, I really didn't know what to expect on this one. I It was one that I was kind of afraid that watching the trailers and the previews, I was afraid that maybe everything good about the film we saw already in those trailers, because that happens sometimes. But I was enjoying this movie more than I thought I was. I thought the performances in this film were outstanding, and I really liked where it was going. I thought it seemed like it was doing a good job of kind of building suspense and building to the moment. And for a while in the movie, I remember sitting in the theater also thinking that the pacing was good, and I was enjoying the film. Um, and then about three-fourths of the way through the movie, it started to drag a little. And excuse me, all choked up this morning. It started to drag a little. And I remember not being a huge fan of the ending. It's one of those that had the ending been just a little bit different, if they would have turned things just a little, maybe changed a few things up a little bit, I probably would have liked the movie even more. And so when I sit back and I look at it today after seeing it in the theater, I'm like, the first three-fourths of this film I really enjoyed. It was just the ending that I didn't like. So I still feel like it's worth a mention. Um, because I thought it was going well. It was just kind of the ending that didn't land for me. But other than that, again, another movie, like I said already, where I thought the performances were outstanding. I liked the storyline. I liked where it was headed. I thought it was a little bit different, which I thought was cool. It just it didn't land well at the end, or it might could have been higher on my list. But I have Heretic at number 9. At number 8, I have A Quiet Place Day One. I was a huge fan of the original Quiet Place. I thought it was such a good movie, such an original concept. I liked just about everything about the first Quiet Place. When I saw the second one, I thought it was okay. It didn't hit anywhere near as well for me as that first one, but I mean, it was okay. It was fine. Um, so going into this one, I had low expectations. And I saw this film in 4D. This was the first movie that I've ever gone and watched in 4D, so I didn't know what to think about that either. But watching this movie, while I still don't think that it does as well, or it's just not quite as enjoyable for me as the first one, I thought it was better than the second one. Again, I thought the performances in this one were very good. I thought the acting was all outstanding in this film, and I thought there were some great moments of suspense. Um, Pacing was pretty good overall. There were a couple of moments that I kind of felt like maybe it was dragging a little bit, but at the same time, not ever terribly. And I did like the way, like I said, things were playing out. There were some good suspenseful moments. Acting was outstanding. Story was pretty good. There were a few things that I was finding myself questioning during the film. Like, I really don't know what I thought about that particular part. But overall, I enjoyed this movie as well. Um, I would think it, again, like I said, it's probably my second favorite in the franchise, and I look forward to seeing if they do anything else with this franchise. So I like The Quiet Place Day One, and I have that at number 8. At number 7, so this next one for me, I have heard absolutely nothing but praise about. Everyone that has seen this movie seems to absolutely love this movie. And my friend that I went and watched the movie with absolutely loved it. And when I was talking about doing my rankings of 2024 with them, uh, they had this film as their favorite. They thought this was the best movie of 2024. I'm talking about Longlegs. I enjoyed Longlegs, but I thought it was a bit long. Really, I don't know how else to put it. Um, there were times where I thought it drug a little bit. I thought, again, the performances in this one were very good. There were a lot of things that I liked about the movie. It was very creepy. It was different. There were definitely some things that I thought landed and were really good. I just also found myself at times um, thinking the movie drug just a little bit. And I remember, I don't remember what had led up to me going to the theater that day. I don't remember if I just had a long day or if I'd had a long night the night before or what. But I remember being very tired when I went and saw this film. And there were times where I almost felt myself being taken out of the film and just feeling very sleepy. Had I felt better, maybe I would have enjoyed the movie even more. But again, I have it at number seven, so it wasn't a bad movie. I did enjoy it. There were some things that I really liked about it. I thought the ending was very good for this film. Um, just overall, it didn't have that huge impact for me. Kind of a lot of these films here, my 7 through 10, were films that I enjoyed, just thought things could have been a little bit different or a little bit better to take them to that next level. And that's kind of where Long Legs ranks for me. Good movie. You know, Nothing really that I would sit here and just say that made it bad in any way. Things that I would like to have seen different, pacing maybe a little bit better. But overall, still, I thought was a good film. So long legs for me at number seven. Number six. So I struggled to even include this one in the list because to me, this is not a horror movie. I just had a conversation with someone about this a little bit ago before I started recording. I have Trap at number six. Um, I really struggle with whether or not I feel like this is even a horror film. But I saw it in so many lists when I got back and wanted to make sure, when I was putting my list together and wanted to make sure I hadn't missed anything or forgotten about anything, I just kept seeing this all over the place. And initially, I did not even have it in my top 10. But I kept seeing it in all these other lists. And then when I was having a conversation with somebody else, like I said before I started recording this episode, they feel like it is a horror movie. It's just more psychological horror and a little bit different. Of course, they know that I'm a huge slasher fan, and um, you know, my friend said that maybe the fact that I'm so into slashers um, and that type, this just didn't seem to fit that. So that's why I struggle with it. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I just watching it, I never felt scared. But there were some good tense moments, I guess. And so, yeah, I guess if it's psychological horror, then it falls into the horror category. And I really did enjoy the movie. I remember after watching Trap and walking out of the theater, I was very pleasantly surprised because I thought the movie looked good. I thought I would like the film. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. Um, and initially thought that I might. When I decided to go ahead and include it in my list, I almost thought I might have it higher than six because there really were a lot of things about the movie that I liked. I thought the pacing for this film was very good. Again, I thought the performances were outstanding. I liked the concept. Um, I liked the way everything played out in this movie, and and even enjoyed the ending. Um, Somewhat could call it. I found it being a little bit predictable, and so maybe that's why I went ahead and bumped it down a little lower than what I originally thought. But I still thought it was a very good movie. So I have Trap at number six. And then number five, it starts to get a little harder now um, because my five, four, and three are all very, very close. I know, I think about what the differences are that cause them to rank this way. And number five um, is similar for me in how I mentioned earlier when I was talking about Heretic that I liked it. I just didn't like the ending. That's where my number five comes in. At number five, I have Smile 2. I really enjoyed the first Smile. I thought it was a great film. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. And I was very excited to watch this one. And the first three-fourths of this movie, maybe even a little more, I thought were outstanding. I was really enjoying this watch. One scene that I thought was a little odd, but I was very much into this movie from the very beginning. The opening scene I thought was fantastic. I think the performances in this movie are great. I think there's a lot of tension, some great suspense. I was really enjoying this movie for the almost up until the very, very end. And then this is another one that the ending just did not land for me. In fact, the ending, I remember saying after I walked out of the theater and was talking to the person that I went and saw it with, I was like, that ending was kind of stupid. And I want to clarify because I liked where they went with it. I liked the idea and what they were trying to do. I thought that was clever, and I really liked that part. I just didn't like the monster reveal. Um, that it almost changed the tone of the movie there for a few minutes, and kind of, I don't know, somewhat, I don't want to say ruined it because obviously I still have it at number five. I still really enjoyed the movie, but it just took me out of it for a few minutes. I was like, I do not like this monster reveal. I don't like this movie has been so good. Both of these movies, Smile and Smile 2, are so good, in my opinion, of um, not having that monster and just, you watching these characters deal with this unseen, entity that causes things to them to act the way they do and that's causing these things to happen. And then for it to be revealed, and I thought the CGI was just really bad for the monster. It just that monster reveal did not land. And had it not been for that, if they would have taken that part out of this film, I felt like it would have been even higher on my list than it was because overall I liked everything else about this movie. I really did enjoy it a lot. I just didn't like that monster reveal, and that causes it to fall to number five for me. Uh, at number four, this is another one that I really enjoyed that I've heard a lot of other people didn't enjoy it as much as I do, but this movie falls right into my wheelhouse, as I've talked about before. Being such a huge fan of slashers, this movie definitely falls into a lot of what I like about horror movies and what I look for the most. At number four, I have The Strangers Chapter 1. I was a huge fan of the original Strangers movie, absolutely loved it. Strangers Prey at Night, I liked, not as much as the first one, but I did like it. And so when they started talking about doing this film and then, chapter two, chapter three, I was very, very excited. Um, I heard a lot of people say they felt like this movie was almost shot for shot uh, remake, like it wasn't necessary. I don't feel that way. There were some similarities, but I don't feel that it was. I don't feel it was shot for shot at all. But I did really enjoy the film. I thought, I like the cinematography. The performances were good. It just falls into my wheelhouse of the kind of film that I like. These home invasion films. Um, yeah, I just thought it was very entertaining. I thought there were some good jump scares. There was some good suspense. There were just, I walked out of this movie very, very. I was excited to go in and see it. I really thought I would like it, and I walked out thinking, yeah, that was exactly what I thought it would be. Were there things that could have been better? Absolutely. It wasn't a perfect movie. It's why I have it at number four, but I felt like it was still really good, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking very much forward to chapter two when it comes out soon. So, Strangers Chapter One at number four for me. Number three, my number three is Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. Um, I like the introduction of the new characters. I've said before, these films that have fallen into public domain, these Winnie the Pooh movies, and the upcoming ones like Pinocchio and Bambi, and this whole Poohniverse and all this stuff that's coming. I'm all in. I am super excited about these things. Um, I really enjoyed the first. I heard a lot of mixed reviews, I think, on the first Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. There were some people that really liked it, some people that didn't, some people that were pleasantly surprised but still didn't think it was great. I really enjoyed the first one, and I feel like this one just went to the next level and stepped it up a little bit. And with the introduction of Tigger and a couple of other, I just thought it was great. I really enjoyed this film. I'm looking forward to more of these public domain movies. I want to see what else they do with all this stuff. I'm fully 100% on board with this stuff, and I really enjoyed Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, enough that I have it at number three, almost at number two. I almost put this at number two on my list of my favorites for the year, but um, they're kind of last minute put it at number three because these top two movies that I'm about to get into, they were just damn near perfect in my opinion. My two favorite movies of the year were next level for me, and I'll start there with number two. Number two is Abigail. I was so pleasantly surprised with Abigail. Um, I thought the trailers had looked good. I was looking forward to seeing it. Um, but had so much fun with this movie in the theater. I absolutely loved it. I've watched it again since and still absolutely love it. I thought this was such a great movie. Pretty much everything about it. I mean, there's not to me one particular thing on this film that stands out that makes it just better than everything else. Uh, it was just how much fun I had with this film. I thought it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. There was some good blood, some good gore, some fun kills, um, you know, a few funny one-liners mixed in here and there, and just normally I don't dislike vampire films, but they're not typically up there at the top as far as being my absolute favorite either. I still think the best vampire movie ever made was Bela Lugosi's Dracula back in the 1930s. There have been others since that I do enjoy, but they just don't ever quite rank, way high up for me as far as absolute favorites. And Abigail changed that for me this year. I really liked everything about Abigail. I thought it was so much fun. Um, and even still enjoyed it upon the rewatch. It didn't, drop it off for me. So I really loved Abigail. Um, and for the longest time, thought that it was going to end up being my favorite movie of this year. I remember after leaving the theater and watching it, I even made the comment to my friend, um, this is going to be my favorite movie of the year. I just see it coming. I love this movie so much and had so much fun with this one. I can see this being my favorite movie of the year. And that held true. And I saw it early in the year. That held true for most of the year until just recently. And that's when I saw the movie that has hit for me at number one. And so my favorite movie of 2024 is Terrifier 3. This movie took Art the Clown to the next level as far as I'm concerned. It is my favorite of the Terrifier franchise. Um, when I look back at the Terrifier franchise, I watched the first one. Um, I remember liking it, thinking it was a little dark, thinking it might have gone a little too far at times, but still overall enjoying the film. Watched it a couple of times and was like, yeah, I like Terrifier. And then when Terrifier 2 came out, I absolutely loved it. Thought it was really good. I just thought it was way too long. But other than that, I still really enjoyed the film and I liked the introduction of Sienna's character. Um, and I was like, okay, that was even better than the first. We might be onto something here. And I know Art the Clown was becoming big and popular with a lot of other places, other people. Um, and I'm like, yeah, I like Art. I mean, this is pretty good. And so when Terrifier 3 advertised, I was excited to see it because I liked the way this franchise had started off. And then watching Terrifier 3, yeah, it was over the top. I get it. But some great gore, some fun kills, and Art the Clown is just so much fun. They don't pull any punches in this franchise, and to me, this movie, Terrifier 3, it was the most fun movie of the year. I had so much fun in the theater watching this. I was enjoying everything about it. I was almost smiling the whole time. I just loved this movie, and this movie puts Art the Clown. Um, Now he can start being talked about in that same conversation with Jason and Michael and Freddie and Chucky and that kind of stuff. To me, is he better than them? No, I'm not going to go that far yet. Um, but now he can be in the conversations to some of the best slasher villains, and um, I can't wait for Terrifier 4 and to see where we go next with this franchise. This movie really, like I said, it hit for me. It was the most fun I've had watching a movie all year was Terrifier 3. I absolutely loved it. Took Art the Clown to the next level for me and has me excited to see what's next. So, again, that's my top 10. Night Swim, number 10. Heretic, number 9. A Quiet Place, Day 1, number 8. Long Legs, number 7. Trap, number 6. Smile 2, number 5. The Strangers, Chapter 1, number 4. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, number 3. Abigail, number 2. And Terrifier 3, number 1. Um, that's it for me for 2024. Some great movies, a lot of fun in the theater. Looking forward to what's coming in 2025. We'll talk about that on my next episode. But now I want to know what you think. So tell me what your favorite movies were this year. Your absolute favorite, other ones that were close up there. Yeah, Stream is one of the ones that I really wanted to see before I did this and didn't get to. Mousetrap was another one I really wanted to see, and I started watching one night, and then something happened. I didn't get to finish it. So there were a few that I didn't get to see. So if there's something that you would have in your top 10 that I didn't have on my list, I'd like to know. Um, I want to know what you think about Terrifier 3, Abigail. Just leave me some comments. Let me know your favorite movies. Let me know what you think about my list. I want to hear from you. So hit that like button. Leave me some comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. And I'm hoping for it to get even better, more consistent, better backgrounds, everything to just get better with this channel in 2025. So hit that subscribe button and join me on the journey. And as well, you can find me on social media. I am on TikTok, I'm on X, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Blue Sky, Sean's Horror Corner. Um, Follow me on social media. I do my best to follow back as much as possible and interact with me there too. I love being part of the horror community. So thank you so much for watching today. Like I said, I'll be back soon to talk about 2025 and what I'm looking forward to for the upcoming year. And then we'll get into some more things for there. Thank you so much. And once again, Happy New Year, everyone.